Here in your projects application is where all of your project related information is going to live. And we're going to be here in this projects section for the time being. Now, in this project screen, this is where we can view a list of all of our existing projects. And this is also where we can create new projects. And these new projects can be entered manually, or you can utilize one of Sage's import templates to import new projects. If you notice, Intact also supports the parent-child relationships with its projects, just meaning you can create subjobs and have all of that information roll up to a parent project if you like. As I drill into these job numbers, what we'll see a ton of information regarding the project in this project information screen. In this first project tab is where we see all of our basic project information, from the project type to the start and end dates, the customer, the status. And this is also where we'll enter all of our dimensional information for the project. Here in this estimates tab, Intact allows for multiple project estimates to be entered for a project, and these estimates can be entered manually or they can be imported. And you can also push a budget from a software we integrate with, like Procore. You can even have different types of budgets here. This purchasing commitments tab is where we can see a log of all of our subcontracts and purchase orders that are associated with our projects. Here, we can view the original dollar amounts, any posted changes, the revised amounts, and we can even see the amounts invoiced and paid, as well as the retainage details at a very quick glance. I didn't have to navigate away from this page to get the information that you need regarding this project. And you can drill down from this screen to any of your commitments that are listed here to get more information. Here, I drilled down on a subcontract. And what we see here at the top of the screen is a really nice summary of the subcontract itself, from the date information, the totals, the status of the subcontract. And then I get into the areas that I can utilize. Here we have all of your basic subcontract information. I can also enter a scope that has inclusions and exclusions. I can enter scheduled dates for my subcontract. And down here in this entry section is where we actually will control all of the coding and the pricing details for the subcontract. You can also specify what retainage will be held back when you're setting up a new contract in this section. Now, scrolling back up to the top, we have a few tabs up here like we see in that project information screen. And I want to walk us through a couple of these. In this change documents tab, this is where we can see any pending or approved change orders that are associated with this subcontract. And then this history tab is where we can see essentially a nice audit trail for the subcontract. I can see when it was originally created and who created it. I can also see if it was ever modified and who modified it and when. Down here in this history box, I can see that I have a full list of documents that are connected with the subcontract, right? We have the original subcontract document. We have the change order that came through for this subcontract. And since we've received an invoice for this subcontract, I see that here as well. Now, let's go back to our project and let's go look at this change management tab. Because under this tab is where we can see all of our approved change orders and change requests for this project. Now, Intact can help manage your change order process. You can also have multiple change requests to be applied to one change order, or it can be a one-to-one relationship between them. You can also drill down into any of these change requests or change orders to see more details. And when you enter change requests into Intact, you fill out all of your change request information and your coding details. And once this has been approved, it can then be converted into a change order, which will populate at the top of this screen. The next tab we're going to look at is going to be our project invoices tab. In this tab, we're able to view a log of all of our progress billings and AIAs, as well as the retainage and payment details for them that are associated with this project. This really ensures that we can quickly review any of these details without ever having to navigate away from this screen.